Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another game from the Elite Discord tournament. This is game 4 between the Buzzwings and the Lockhorns. The Lockhorns fought all the way back in game 3 at home to force a game 4, and they're hoping to keep that momentum going into game 4 and see if we can force a way to come back to Big Sky Ballpark and face the Buzzwings at home with a chance to take this series. And in order to do that, they're going to have to get past the starter for, or the ace for the Buzzwings, which is Mila Levy, who has been having an outstanding tournament so far, and she's going to try and stop the rally of the Lockhorns at one game win here and force and be able to walk away from this game here today with an advancement to the finals to face off against the Thumpers. So if you missed that last game, absolutely bananas. Go check it out. Just a really great way to show there's personalities to these teams, it seems like, and the Lockhorns have just been consistently the same team throughout this entire tournament. It has been really, really fun to watch. Let's go ahead and jump right into this one and see how it plays out. Starting with the Buzzwings, who will be away for this one once again. They're leading off with Kamari Butler, as they did the last time, followed by Liam Undermeyer, who's locked in center, and then the 3-spot Jillian Fisher at second base. Landon Stone DHs today, as he's going to be locked in the 4 spot, followed by Pork Nelson, the RBI hero in the 5 spot. Has not really shown that RBI hero trait and characteristic in this tournament yet, but we're hoping to see that change in this one. Furtive Wood gets a start in right field instead of Zeke Green, who had a tough day. He's going to be in the 6th spot, and then Kayla Carter makes her return. She tore her meniscus. She's been working really hard. She's hoping for a Kyle Schwarber-esque appearance here in this tournament, as she is still recovering, but she's going to be getting the start at first base, and we're going to see if that offense can change for her, as she has just not had the tournament that she would have liked to have had. She definitely didn't draw it up this way. Keegan Howell gets started at shortstop once again. He's been playing a great defense, but that offense is starting to slip again. He's tense in the 8th spot, and then Tessa North at third base rounds out this batting order. Mila Levy, the ace starter for this Buzzwings pitching staff, pitched 2 games already, both against the Sewer Sneaks. This is her first appearance against the Lockhorns, and it's going to be a tough one, but she does have that rally stopper, and that is something that the Lockhorns like to do, is get rallies started and then capitalize. So she's hoping that she can keep them at bay this time around. As we head over to the Lockhorns offense, we will see Tobias Fox back at first, back in the starting spot in this order, and that follows by Rhett Santana, who had a huge game-winning home run in that last one. Huge at-bat for him in the 5th inning, and he's going to hope to keep moving forward with that. Raiden Gaines had a decent day, scoring a couple runs with some base hits, and then we get to the meat of this order, that being J.R. Vang in the 4th spot, locked in today in left field, and then Ariadne Fitzpatrick locked in right field in the 5 spot. Gabriel Blanchard continues to stay at second base. Emerson Smith, getting tired, will be playing at catcher once again, and in the 7th spot. Skylar Lynch in center field has been struggling as of late offensively, but still holding down the fort there in center field. And then Uriel Sardi at shortstop, rounding out the order. Ramus Turnpike gets the start here. He's their 4th starter in the rotation. He's got that elite screwball. Totally drew a blank there for a second there. And he's going to try and bring the Lockhorns to game 5 against the Buzzwings today. And he might have a good opportunity, as that Buzzwings offense is a bit stuck in the mud right now after heading to Stade Royale. I think they might have gotten a little bit of jet lag from the trip, and they're hoping that maybe they can, now that they've had some good rest after that first game here, that they've been able to make some adjustments and get the ball rolling in the right direction for the Buzzwings. So we'll see how this all plays out. Ramus Turnpike toes the rubber against Kamari Butler. Contact versus right-handers is activated here, so that contact rating, again, all the way pretty much to 100. And oh my God, he swings at the first pitch and pulls that just foul. That almost connected with a foul pole, but he swings it, he just makes that one go foul. And Turnpike, you saw that that's elite screwball there. He takes 2 balls in a row now, 2-1 count. Swings through that one for strike 2, and hits that one right up the middle for a base hit to Skylar Lynch there in center field. So Kamari Butler almost got this scoring going in a different direction with that first pitch, but he's going to pass it over to Liam Undermeyer, who's locked in once again. Already a high-pressure situation here, and he's going to have to be careful with Undermeyer as Turnpike. That lofty curveball there throws that one four-seam low and inside and fouls it off. 1-2 count. That ball's going to be low. 3-1 now. And takes strike 2 right there in the perfect spot, and tough out activates. And he fouls that one off. Fouls another one off. So full count here once again for Ramus Turnpike. And gets the pop-up against Liam Undermeyer, and Tobias Fox ranges over easily to catch that one in foul territory for out number 1. So Liam Undermeyer, the captain, goes down quietly, but does work that pitching count already, as he's already at 13 pitches through 2 batters. And here comes Jillian Fisher, who's been on like a hot cold streak between these rounds, and she did have a big 3-run homer in Big Sky Ballpark in Game 2, but she swings through that one for strike 3. Ramus Turnpike, after a single to lead off this game, has gotten back-to-back strikeouts against the 2 best hitters on this team. And here comes Landon Stone, who might say, actually, best hitters? I don't know about that. He's going to try and do something to show for it. Locked in still, and he's down 0-2 already with 2 outs. And he fights that pitch off. Now only 1 fastball for Ramus. And that ball dribbles in front of the mound, and Turnpike is able to get it over to first, and that drops Landon Stone's mojo back to neutral. So base hit to start the game, and then the Buzzwings go silently in the first, and we turn it over to Mila Levy, the ace starter for the Buzzwings, who's been having a really great tournament so far. She's going to have to face off against a very hot Lockhorns offense. It seems like the Lockhorns have this trend or a tendency to start the game really slow and then turn it on late. They kind of really put the most pressure offensively on during those last couple of innings. So we'll see what they do here today. And that ball was hit very hard, but Liam Undermeyer is able to get over there a couple of steps to his right, catching that one for out number 1. Brett Santana comes up, power versus righty activated here. Fouls off the first pitch and hits that one up the middle. Keegan Howell ranges over, gets that one, and throws it over to Carter for out number 2, excuse me. Interesting to see Kayla Carter back before she's fully rested. We'll see how much of an impact that has on her ability to play first, as well as her ability to bat. Now, her attributes aren't affected. She's just tired right now, but she's not at full capacity as of yet. And Raiden Gaines gets another base hit, that one going to right center field just past a diving Jillian Fisher, and that's going to get into the outfield for a single. And here comes J.R. Vang with a runner on first base. Every time he comes up, I'm terrified. I've got to be honest. He just is the most intimidating hitter in this order. And he hits that one right back to Mila Levy, and that's an easy ground out to the pitcher, and J.R. Vang loses his mojo, and that is out number 3. So both teams get a base hit in the first inning, but it doesn't lead to anything. And we now turn to the Buzzwings and Pork Nelson in the 5 spot, hopefully getting things started against Ramus Turnpike. He labored a bit, but settled in and avoided anything of any harm, but he's now down 3-0 to Pork Nelson, who takes easy strike there, and then ends up forcing the walk. So Ramus Turnpike kind of beside himself for a second there, just going, what happened here? I just sat on the bench for a couple of plays. I'm not sure where my accuracy went, but here comes Furtive Wood. Furtive Wood swings at the first pitch and grounds that one to left field, the Undermeyer special, and that's going to be 2 on for Kayla Carter with no outs. And now, again, yet to get a hit in this tournament, Kayla Carter had sat out a few games after tearing her meniscus, and we'll see what she's able to do. Ball gets away, and both runners are easily able to advance. Not sure if that was an error or a mistake from Emerson or from Ramus Turnpike, but Kayla Carter hits that ball hard, and it's out of here, just into the stands in left field. And Kayla Carter's first hit of the tournament is a 3-run homer, 3-6-9. Damn, Kayla Carter's fine with a 3-run shot, and that was probably one of the whitest things I've ever done. I apologize, everyone, but that's a 3-run homer, and the Buzzwings take the lead here in the top of the second. Kayla Carter coming back from injury and making her presence known, saying she's reset herself and she's ready to go. Keegan Howell grounds softly to the pitcher for out number 1, and we get to Tessa North, the third baseman, who's betting now 316 in this tournament, as she's been able to kind of pick it up slowly recently. And Ramus Turner tense, wondering how long he's going to be able to keep going in this game. He did settle in the first after giving up a base hit, but he's going to see what he can do here. 2-2 count for Tessa North. And she grounds out to Blanchard at second, tosses over to first. Fox catches it for out number 1, and we get to the top of the order. And Kamari Butler, who singled in the first inning, comes back up here in the second with contact versus righties maxed out against a now tense Ramus Turner with a 3-run deficit is the Lockhorns starter. Kamari swings at that one, pulls it just foul, 2-1 count. Fouls that one off. That was pretty low in the zone, 2-2. And swings through strike 3. And again, I just don't know how this works, but how can Kamari Butler have such great contact and strike out so many times? It just confuses the heck out of me. And I mentioned how J.R. Vang is such an intimidating batter to face. Ariadne Fitzpatrick gives me pretty much the same feeling every time she's up, and she flies this one out to Kamari Butler in left field, camped under it for a while, and that's a caught for out number 1. And we turn to number 6 hitter Gabriel Blanchard, the second baseman, betting 409 on the tournament. Contact versus righties activated. Levy gets a first pitch strike. Second pitch swinging outside of the zone. And then that ball, Gabriel Blanchard puts a charge into that. That's going to go dead left center field for an easy solo shot. And Mila Levy makes a mistake, and he pays for it. A 2-strike, 455-foot bomb from Gabriel Blanchard, his third home run of the tournament. And that gets this Lockhorns offense maybe get up and going, as Emerson Smith, the 10th catcher, comes in. He is now having to face off against a very now angry Mila Levy, who just made a mistake, and she's not happy that she put that ball where she did, as she knew it was a mistake the moment it left her hands. You can kind of tell when she did that. 3-1 count for Emerson, and he gets a base hit to right field. Furtive Wood comes up and just lobs it to second. With how many times he's come up with his cannon arm, I thought maybe he'd try to throw to first base and see if they could get the out there at first, but he just lobbed it into second base, excuse me. 1 out, Skylar Lynch comes up and he pops it up center field, very shallow. Liam Undermeyer comes running in and catches that one. He's got a lot of ground to cover there in center field, and he's able to come all the way in and catch that one for out number 2. Runner on first base. Uriel Sardi comes up, no speed on first, and he's looking for his first hit of the tournament. And we've seen it come in a variety of different forms. And there's Sardi grounds to Howell in the hole, but he turns and throws it to Fisher at second base, and they're able to get Emerson Smith running to second. That really slow speed mixed with the tense mojo was all that they needed to get that out at second base and get out of the inning. But it's a 3-1 ball game now, and another pitch inside. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a trend here from the Lockhorns. This is the second time they've pitched way inside around his hips. And now Tough Out gets activated with a 1-2 count for Undermeyer. He takes ball 2 low in the zone. Hits that ball hard, and that's going to be over to Sardi, but Sardi is not able to get it over there in time, and Liam Undermeyer with an infield single. That is the Undermeyer special, but that time Sardi was able to knock it down, and he tried to get it over to first, but not in time. So runner on and another Undermeyer special. This one from Jillian Fisher. So with no outs, we now have runners on first and second. And this is something we've seen plenty of times in this tournament. Now it's just a matter of whether we have the rest of our offense who can convert for them. And that's it for Ramus Turnpike. He gets pulled after 2+ innings, and Jefferson Fleming, who went 3 innings in the last game, comes in again, and he's tasked with trying to get out of this jam for the Lockhorns. But as you can see, his stamina is already, he's gassed, and he gets the fly out from Landon Stone over to J.R. Vang there in left field for out number 1. But this is still a tough spot for him to be in, because now, for one of probably a handful of times in this entire tournament, Pork Nelson gets RBI Hero activated, and both contact and power are now maxed through over 100. Checking on the runner at second base, 1 out here. Jefferson Fleming getting a really wild, slow strike there, and now K Collector gets activated, and Pork Nelson comes up big, getting the base hit to left field, but they cannot run on J.R. Vang's arm, and that's bases loaded now for Furtive Wood, who had a single in his last at-bat, batting .500 in this tournament, and 6 RBIs. We'll see what he can do with 1 out and bases loaded. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls out, or pops up, pops foul. Swings through strike 2, and can Jefferson Fleming get out of this jam? He does. He gets a strikeout there, and now here comes Kayla Carter with 2 outs and the bases loaded. She had that 3-run shot, and they decide to pull Jefferson Fleming for James Elliott. So James Elliott coming in, trying to see what he can do against Kayla Carter. Kayla takes that high off-speed strike. Takes ball 1 low. Ball 2 low. And she swings at that one. That one hit hard, and it's going to go right up against the wall, and it bounces off the wall. J.R. Vang plays it off of the carom, and Kayla Carter gets that one into second base just barely as she reaches second with a double, and 2 runs come in to score. And oh my gosh, almost had a grand slam, but instead she now has a home run and a double, and 2 runners in scoring position for Keegan Howell, who makes contact and puts that one down the left field line, and J.R. Vang gets to it, but not in time. It's 2 runners score, and Keegan Howell's 2-run single clears the bases, and Tessa North now comes up with 2 outs, and what a rally going, as James Elliott is now tense, and Keegan Howell feeling a lot better over there at first base after getting that big single. Tessa North fouls that one off, down 1-2. Swings at that one, grounds out to Santana. Santana over to Fox, catches that for out number 3. But a huge 4-run inning for the Buzzwings. A lot of that came with 2 outs, so they were able to rally pretty well, but they're well into the bullpen for the Lockhorns. This happened yesterday, or the last game, and they weren't able to capitalize, and it seems like this time they have been able to. So Mila Levy now has a bit of a cushion, gets that ground out on the first pitch over to Howell. 6-3 for the put out there for out number 1. Here comes Rhett Santana, 0-for-1 today. Power versus righties activated against Mila Levy. Mila now at pitch. We'll see after the 6-3 put out from Keegan Howell once again. And Raiden Gaines comes up, the first baseman, 1-for-1 with a single earlier today. Mila Levy pitched 32 right here. So she has been in a bit of a groove. She gets the foul off there, so 1-1 count. And gets strike 2, swinging outside of the zone. And she's trying for the putout. Does not get him to chase low, ball 2. And fouls that one off. 2-2 count with 2 outs. And that ball goes right back up the middle, and Raiden Gaines just continues to get those base hits, and his average continues to climb as well. So we now have a runner on first once again for J.R. Vang. And in just a moment, a blink of an eye, we can see this score change pretty quickly. So 2 outs, Mila Levy doesn't want to see her rally stopper trait get activated, but I think it's better than trying to give up a home run to J.R. Vang here. 3-1 count Don't give him something to hit. And she gives him the walk, and he gets a mojo boost there. And now we face off against Ariadne Fitzpatrick, but with 2 runners on, we do get to see Mila Levy's rally stopper trade activate for the first time in this game. 42 pitches in, and she's going to try and work around Ariadne Fitzpatrick. 1-1 count here with 2 outs. That ball stays outside. She tried to get the change to drop in on the corner. Gets swinging strike 2 on that fastball. And that ball just goes foul. Fighting it off, 2-2 now, and gets the swinging strike 3 from Ariadne Fitzpatrick, and she shatters her bat as she heads back to the dugout. And that was a huge time for Mila Levy to step up, and they do not manage to score with 2-out rally going on for the Lockhorns, and we now turn back to the top of the order for the Buzzwings, and James Elliott coming in tense to this inning. Induces a ground ball to Sardi. Sardi over to first, getting the out, and Kamari Butler grounds out for out number 1. Once again locked in, Liam Undermeyer, 1 for 2 with a single today. James Elliott trying to figure out what he can do to keep him at bay, but Liam Undermeyer puts that one to right center field, and that is long gone. And he hits his 4th home run of the tournament, a solo shot, 420 feet, and Liam Undermeyer's hot tournament continues as he gets his 4th home run and 7th RBI. And here comes Jillian Fisher. She now realizes that he's tied with her. Is she going to try and get a home run to take the lead again? She hits that ball hard to right center field, and it's going to get to Ariadne Fitzpatrick, who's able to cut it off before it reaches the wall, and that's a base hit for Jillian Fisher. And now with 1 out, Landon Stone comes up with a runner on first, looking to see if he can make some adjustments here as he's 0 for 2. And James Elliott comes out, and Guadalupe Austin in once again. Guadalupe at about 3/4 stamina, maybe 1 or 2/3 stamina. We'll see how long she manages to go here. We're in the top of the 4th, and they need to do everything they can to try and fight back into this one. It's a 3-1 count for Landon Stone. Takes strike 2, full count. And takes ball 4 on the outside part of the zone. And Guadalupe is like, I don't know what else I can do. That pitch was perfect. And he just took it. That was a stone cold take from Landon Stone. And here comes Pork Nelson. RBI hero activated again. He's due for his first home run of the tournament. See if he can get it here. He grounds that one. He's down 0-2 in the count now. Takes ball 1 high. Just missed that one in the zone. And Austin misses another one. Now 2-2 count, 1 out. And hits that ball hard. And Pork Nelson is going to get that one right over the head of J.R. Vang, who awkwardly plays that one off the wall. And the runners did have to stay where they were just to make sure they weren't doubled up if J.R. Vang was able to catch that one. And that was a hard single to the wall. And bases are now loaded for Furtive Wood once again. We'll see what he is able to do as he struck out in his last at-bat with the bases loaded. And Guadalupe Austin is already at about 1/3 stamina now as she gets the swinging strikeout of Furtive Wood once again. And he has now lost his mojo down to tenths. And here comes Kayla Carter, who's come in 2 for 2 today with a home run and a double. And she's locked in now. And she gets a base hit up the middle with a bases loaded, and that's a station-to-station hit right there as the runners have to stay. And with the bases loaded, she comes up big and gets another RBI hit. Now 3 for 3, a triple shy of the cycle. Here comes Keegan Howell, and he sends one right back up the middle. Another base hit, and that got to Skylar Lynch so quickly that, again, the runners have to stay at the next base. And so now Tessa North comes up 0 for 2, and the runners, are we going to continue the hit parade? As Guadalupe Austin comes out and Josiah Marzo comes in. Now he is at full health as he did not, or full stamina as he did not pitch in that last game. And on the second pitch, he gets a pop-up from Tessa North, and Tobias Fox catches that one just in foul territory for out number 3. Another 3 runners in the top of the 4th score for the Buzzwings, and 10 runs now, 10-1. against the Lockhorns. And again, we can never count them out, as this is when they start to get hot here, bottom of the fourth now. But they're going to have to put a lot of work in to get themselves to the point where they can turn this one around. As Gabriel Blanchard, who hit the solo shot against Mila Levy the last time, just got out on 3 pitches. She just put them right on the edge of the zone, and he took 3 strikes for the first out of this one. And she strikes him out and says, like, you know what, payback's a bitch, right? So she gets the 0-2 lead against Emerson Smith. Tough Out gets activated. He fouls one off. She's at 55 pitches now, and she gets another strikeout here. It's like she's getting stronger the longer she's going. She is now 1 out away from getting into the 5th inning, and she is starting to get tired. She is still neutral mojo. She drops that curveball into the top of the zone, and then that base hit from Skylar Lynch to center field allows a runner to reach with 2 outs. And Uriel Sardi comes up 0 for 1 today from the 9 spot. Still been struggling all tournament, and Mila Levy trying to figure out what she can do to get out of this inning. Great speed over there at first base, and we likely will see him take off. But Pork Nelson is locked in now, so that arm plays up even more. Keegan Howell makes a great diving play, but it just knocks off of his glove, and he's not able to reel it in, and now both runners reach base. And so again, for the second time in this game, Mila Levy's rally stopper gets activated, and that puts her attributes at pretty much right where she started this game at. So 62 pitches in, and finally Tobias Fox wakes up as he hits that ball into the right center field gap. Undermeyer gets to that, but the runner is going to be trying to score, and they're going to throw that one home, and Noodleharm does get activated there. So 2 runners score on the huge double from Tobias Fox, and the captain wakes up, but it might be too little too late. Mila Levy comes out. Earl Longbottom comes in with a 54 ERA, as he just was abysmal in his first appearance in this tournament. So he's hoping that in this less low-pressure situation for him, that he can get out of this one. Santana hits that ball hard. That's going to be just in front of Furtive Wood, who can't make the play, and I think that's because he was tense that he wasn't able to get there in time. So a base hit from Santana scores the runner from second base, and now 10-4. 3 runs scored here in the 4th inning, 2 outs, and that ball is going to get to Keegan Howell. Keegan tosses it to first, and Raiden Gaines finally out, and Keegan Howell gets his mojo boost. But 3 runs score in the bottom of the 4th, and like we said, those Lockhorns can never be counted out until the game is absolutely over with and finished. So it's 10-4. The Buzzwings facing off against Josiah Marzo, starting with the top of the order and Kamari Butler. And Kamari 1-1 count here as he fouls that one off. Ball 2 low. Marzo puts that one right where he can hit it, and that's going to go fair down the right field line. Ariadne Fitzpatrick, really great range over there in right field, plays the carom perfectly and gets that ball in to hold Butler to a single. So here comes Liam Undermeyer, 2 for 3. He did hit a home run, a solo shot in his last at-bat. And that ball dropped into his zone, but he was way ahead and pulls it. Foul. 1-1 count for Undermeyer. Ball 2 low in the dirt. Takes strike 2, dropped right into the middle of the zone, and Tough Out gets activated, and he hits that ball hard, but it's going to bounce off Rhett Santana's glove, and that's, with the speed of Undermeyer, you're not getting him if you can't play it perfectly. So I believe that might be considered an infield single, as Santana did have to dive to knock that ball down. So 2 runners on, and Jillian Fisher, again, anything you could do, I could do better between her and Liam Undermeyer as she hits that 3-run shot for a home run to left field going oppo 430 feet for her 5th home run, and that puts the score at 13-4. The Buzzwings really want to win this one, and they're just trying everything they can to make sure that the Lockhorns cannot catch up against them. And so Josiah is now tense. Really, I don't think there's anyone else left in this order that they can, or I mean, in the bullpen that they can turn to at this point. Everyone's gassed, so it might just be Marzo's game to finish off, no matter what it may look like. And so Landon Stone with a 1-2 count takes ball 2 inside, ball 3 low in the dirt, full count. Fouls or fights that one off, but it pops up and easy catch for Santana for out number 2, out number 1. All the that was out number 1. All of the exciting things that we had happen in this inning so far, and I totally lost track of how many innings we were on or how many outs we had. 1-2 count for Pork Nelson. Takes ball 2 low. Pops that one foul, fighting it off. And pops that one straight up. And Emerson Smith catches that in foul territory for out number 2. And I think we just saw Pork Nelson lose his mojo. So he's back to neutral. And here comes the tense Furtive Wood. Love to see him get out of tense mojo. As he takes strike 1, he struck out 2 of his last 2 at bats, both with runners, with bases loaded, excuse me. So 1-2 count. Marzo trying to like hell to get out of this inning as he's gassed and tense. Furtive Wood hits that ball hard, right center field. It's deep. I think it's not deep enough, and Ariadne Fitzpatrick catches that one step away from the warning track for out number 3. But another 3-runner score. It's now 13-4 as we head into the bottom of the 5th, and they're going to start things off with J.R. Vang, the right fielder, playing left field today. He's locked in right now. Swings at the first pitch, and Earl Longbottom trying to get out of this one quickly and quietly, seeing if he can settle in and save himself some mojo going into potentially the finals if they can hold on to win this one. And so that ball grounds to Kayla Carter. It sounded like that bat was hollow, and J.R. Vang loses his mojo. And here comes Ariadne Fitzpatrick. I think she's just doing what she can to try and get the crowd back into this one, as this is their last fighting chance. And she swings at the first pitch. Jillian Fisher catches it, or picks that one up and tosses it over to first for out number 2. Gabriel Blanchard now, 1 for 2. He had a solo shot earlier in this game. That feels like a long ways away from now, as we think back at how this game has gone since then. And he gets a base hit down the between first and second base, and a diving Kayla Carter cannot get to that one in time. And Earl Longbottom, I believe with that single, he lost his mojo, but I think he was locked in for a brief moment, so this might bring him back down to, oh no, that single put him to be tense. I'm not sure what happened after getting those first 2 outs, that he would be tense after that single. Kind of a weird mojo move, as now he's got the 2-0 lead against Emerson Smith, and Tough Out gets activated. He takes ball 1 inside. He throws that nasty elite slider, and he gets the strikeout from Emerson Smith, and that inning ends without a run scored and only 1 base runner reaching. So we head to the top of the 6th, excuse me. Kayla Carter now 3 for 3. Triple shy of the cycle, and this might be her chance, but she has to do it against Frida Schmidt, the elite closer for the Lockhorns. And she grounds that one first pitch right back to the pitcher for out number 1, and Frida Schmidt gets a mojo boost. That might be what she needs to just work through the rest of this inning against this Buzzwings offense. So she's pretty much right back to her standard attributes, but as you can see, with every pitch, her attributes drop pretty significantly just because of her stamina. And Keegan Howell charges that one to right center field, the deepest part of the park, and that ball is going to bounce right off the wall, and Skylar Lynch misplays it, and that's going to get Keegan Howell all the way to third. So that's a standing triple for Keegan Howell. And Tessa North is looking over at him from the dugout. I'm sorry, not Tessa North. Kayla Carter is looking at him from the dugout and being like, "What the hell, man? That was supposed to be mine." And so Tessa North comes up, runner on third with 1 out, and they're looking for a little bit more reinforcement here. But Tessa North swings through that for strike 3 now 2 outs, and Frida Schmidt, her pitch count is very much looming for her as she is now 8 pitches and her stamina is practically gone. She's locked in still, even after the triple. And she's got a 1-2 count. Get Kamari swinging through that one, maxed out contact right now. Takes ball 2. And he fouls another one off there, and she's just completely depleted out there. She's exhausted, but she gets the ground out to Blanchard, Blanchard to Fox for out number 3. So she put everything she had into this, and now it's up to the Lockhorns offense to finish this one off. And is Earl Longbottom going to stay out there? Are they going to change pitchers? They're going to keep Longbottom. So we still have 2 pitchers for the Buzzwings that have not had an appearance in this tournament whatsoever. And Longbottom allows a base hit to start, and his mojo drops to tense as we then head to Uriel Sardi, the shortstop, going to get getting a chance here to see what he can do to keep the momentum going. And he puts that one down the right field line. Furtive Wood getting it in quickly. He gets the cannon arm to activate, and it's a base hit. The runner gets to move all the way to third base. Uriel Sardi's first hit of the tournament is with no outs in the bottom of the 6th, where they're down 9 runs, and Tobias Fox comes up, who did have a huge RBI double in his last at-bat. He's trying to figure things out, but why is Earl Longbottom still out there? Oh my goodness, that ball just goes foul down the line, just misses the white powder there on the right field line. Tense Earl Longbottom induces a fly out. Liam Undermeyer catches that one. The runner retreats back to first, but another runner scores there, and it's now 13-5. And Rhett Santana comes up, who has had himself some big moments in this tournament. He's going to need to keep the line moving with 1 out and a runner on first. Earl Longbottom laboring through this one at 28 pitches now, and that ball gets hit very hard, but straight to Liam Undermeyer, who catches it on the line for out number 2. And they're down to their last out, needing to score 9 more runs just to tie. 8 more runs just to tie. And it's through Raiden Gaines, the first baseman, having to figure out what he can do against Earl Longbottom. 2-1 count here. Ball 3 high, 3-1 now for Raiden. Swings through strike 2, full count, runners going, 2 outs. Takes ball 4 low and out of the zone, and Raiden Gaines moves to first. And now that puts J.R. Vang in a position with RBI Hero activated, 0 for 2 with a walk today. So they finally, they're putting in Rebecca Andrade over at first base, and then they bring in Class Thicket, who's already tense and half stamina in this clutch situation. What are we doing? We have pitchers that have full stamina. Fastball predicted from J.R. Vang, and he fouls that one off. 1-1 count, 1 out, or 2 outs. 2-1 count. J.R. Vang with RBI Hero. Can he do it again? He swings through strike 2. Class Thicket trying to close this one out, and he gets the swinging strike 3. And the Lockhorns go down with their biggest hitter up in a position where they needed him to execute. And the Buzzwings advance to the finals to face off against the Thumpers. The Buzzwings win 13-5, 13 runs on 17 hits against the Lockhorns, 5 runs and 11 hits. And what an effort the Lockhorns put in is they just never quit. They put so much pressure on that Buzzwings pitching staff, but in the end, they were not able to keep up with the Buzzwings offense, which definitely showed up in this tournament in round 2. Looking through the Lockhorns offense, we see Tobias Fox, 3 RBIs in this one. It's unfortunate the captain woke up at this part of the tournament just a little too late. 1 hit and a 1 run scored with those 3 RBIs. Rhett Santana, 1 hit and an RBI. Raiden Gaines, 2 for 3 with a walk. J.R. Vang, your best hitter, goes 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. That's just absolutely what you can't have, especially in these high-pressure situations. Followed by Ariadne Fitzpatrick, 0 for 3 as well. Gabriel Blanchard did have a solo home run, getting 2 hits in this one. Emerson Smith got a hit, but struck out twice. Skylar Lynch, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. And then Uriel Sardi, actually, I misspoke earlier. He got 2 hits, his first 2 hits of the tournament, going 2 for 3 and a run scored. So he was able to wake up a little bit. But again, too many of these batters just were not able to execute throughout the tournament. And I think that put them at a deficit that they couldn't dig out of. Looking at the Buzzwings offense, Landon Stone and Tessa North, the only 2 players that did not get a hit in this one, although Landon Stone did reach on a walk and then ended up scoring a run. Furtive Wood had huge opportunities today. I think he left about at least 6 runners on base between his at-bats, 2 at-bats with bases loaded, and he struck out twice, going 1 for 4 with a run scored. Then we look at Pork Nelson, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, no RBIs, but he did come up in those RBI situations. He walked once. Kamari Butler, the leadoff man, he went 2 for 5 with a run scored. Not a great game, but he did do a little bit there to help the team. Then you get 3 for 4 from Keegan Howell with 3 RBIs. You get 3 for 4 with Kayla Carter. Huge game for her. She actually triple shy of the cycle, hit a single, a double, a home run, 2 runs scored, and had 6 RBIs in this one. Absolutely bananas coming from her off of that meniscus tear. She really came in hot, and we love to see it. We also saw Jillian Fisher getting a home run, 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBIs. And Liam Undermeyer, the captain, continuing to stay hot, 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, a solo shot as well. Leading over to the pitching side of things, the Lockhorns, they just could not get anything figured out pitching-wise, especially after the unfortunate situation with Stella Maynard in the previous game. The pitching staff was very heroic in that game, but they were already aghast, and Ramus Turnpike couldn't stay in long enough to let them get some breathers. So running through this order, 2 innings for Turnpike, 5 hits, 5 earned runs on a home run, and 1 walk allowed, striking out 2. 2/3 of an inning pitch for Fleming, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout. 2/3 of an inning for James Elliott, 3 earned runs on 4 hits, 1 being a homer. Guadalupe Austin, 1/3 of an inning, giving up 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 earned run, and striking out 1. James Marzo, 3 hits, 3 earned runs on a home run, and Frida Schmidt went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. So she was gassed, but she put it all out there. The closer really did everything she could. Turnpike gets the loss. Looking at the Buzzwings, Mila Levy, not her greatest outing, but she did what she needed to do against this Lockhorns offense, and she goes 3 2/3, giving up 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 earned runs, 1 home run, and striking out 3. Then you see Earl Longbottom went 2 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He gets the win. And then Class Thicket going 1/3 of an inning. He just needed the 1 out against J.R. Vang, and he was able to get the strikeout to end this game. So the Buzzwings move into the finals against the Thumpers. Really, really wild turnout. Keegan Howell with a triple gets the 3rd spot. Jillian Fisher with a home run gets the 2 spot. And Kayla Carter, huge game from her, 6 RBIs, gets the number 1 spot. And that is going to move us into the finals. The Lockhorns get eliminated, joining the Prowl, knocked out of this tournament. And now we see a tournament finals of 5 games potentially between the Thumpers and the Buzzwings. And looking at this bracket, it's really interesting to see the Buzzwings came from behind to come back and win in 5 games against the Sewer Sneaks. And then they lost. They had a chance to sweep the Lockhorns, but lost that 3rd game before coming up huge in game 4. The Thumpers really have not had a threat in this tournament whatsoever, as they were able to sweep the Overdogs and then sweep the Prowl. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens between these 2 teams in this tournament. And again, the Buzzwings come in with their number 2 pitcher to start, Montgomery Landry. But the Thumpers have had a break, and they get to bring in Bruce Wishwash to start off this tournament. So unless we get to game 4, we will not see Makai Botham pitch at all in the tournament. Their starter has not had a chance, the number 4, against any team with the 2 sweeps that they've had so far. So Tune in next time to see the first game of the finals. This has been amazing, so much fun, and I'm so glad all of you have been able to watch and follow along with. I hope you're having a good time. Let me know what was some of the your favorite moments from the second round. I will be, before the finals start, putting together another recap video of some stats between those four teams in the second round. And I'll also try and do another set of highlights from these games just to give you something to go off of. Really, really fun. I hope you're all having good time, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.